Let's jump straight into it. Number 1. Operation Sea Spray. This experiment treated a city like a lab sample and assumed the consequences would stay abstract. In 1950, the US Navy wanted to see how a biological agent would behave in a real city. Not a test chamber, not a model, a place full of people moving, breathing, and living their lives. San Francisco was chosen because of its fog. Thick, low fog that rolled through streets, slipped between buildings, and lingered for hours. It moved exactly the way planners wanted. Navy ships released bacteria just offshore. No warnings were issued. City officials weren't told. Hospitals weren't informed. The city went on as normal. The fog carried the bacteria inland. Within days, hospitals began seeing patients with strange but consistent symptoms. Fevers that came on quickly, chills, severe fatigue, nausea, persistent coughing that wouldn't clear. Patients complained of headaches so intense they couldn't sleep. Doctors noticed something was off. The patients didn't know each other. They hadn't eaten the same food. They hadn't traveled. The cases appeared across different neighborhoods with no obvious connection. Some patients recovered after days of illness. Others took longer. A few worsened unexpectedly. Doctors treated symptoms but never identified a cause beyond infection. Meanwhile, Navy scientists reviewed their data. Charts showed successful dispersal. The fog had carried particles exactly as predicted. From a research standpoint, the test worked perfectly. Years later, journalists uncovered the operation. Residents learned that their unexplained illnesses hadn't been random. They had been part of a controlled release. The anger wasn't just about getting sick. It was about discovering they'd been treated as background variables. Afterward, testing rules changed. The fog cleared. The trust did not. Number 2, the Ford Pinto memo. This decision didn't fail suddenly. It failed exactly the way engineers warned it would. In the early 1970s, Ford rushed the Pinto into production. Speed mattered. Cost mattered. Safety was expected to fit inside those limits. Crash tests revealed a problem. In rear-end collisions, the fuel tank could rupture, gas could spill, fires could ignite almost instantly. The fix was minor, a metal shield, a few dollars per car. Management asked for a cost analysis. The memo compared redesign costs with expected payouts from future crashes. Injuries and deaths were reduced to columns of numbers. The conclusion was clear: do nothing. So the Pinto went on the road unchanged. At first, nothing seemed wrong. Then accidents started appearing in court records. Drivers described rear-end collisions followed by sudden heat, smoke, and flames. Passengers trapped by jammed doors. Cars engulfed faster than anyone expected. Lawsuits piled up with eerily similar details. Engineers testified they had raised the alarm early. Internal documents confirmed it. When the memo became public, outrage followed. People weren't shocked that accidents happened. They were shocked that the outcome had been anticipated and accepted. Ford recalled the Pinto. Laws changed. The company moved on. The memo became a warning. The crashes were unpredictable. The decision behind them wasn't. Number 3, Napoleon's invasion of Russia. This plan didn't collapse in a moment. It rotted from the inside out. In 1812, Napoleon marched into Russia with over 600,000 soldiers. He expected one decisive battle and a quick surrender. Instead, the Russians retreated, burning crops and emptying villages behind them. Napoleon advanced anyway, deeper into land with nothing left to take. Food disappeared almost immediately. Soldiers began tearing apart abandoned houses looking for scraps. They ate rats, chewed tree bark, and boiled leather when nothing else was available. Hunger made discipline meaningless. Horses collapsed by the thousands, bloated and stiff in the cold. Wagons were abandoned. Cannons froze into the mud and snow where they stood. When the army reached Moscow, the city was largely empty. Fires destroyed what shelter remained. Soldiers huddled in ruins, weak, sick, and exhausted. Then winter hit. Frostbite set in quickly. Fingers blackened. Feet went numb inside frozen boots. Weapons jammed. Men wrapped themselves in rugs, curtains, and animal skins just to slow the cold. During the retreat, soldiers who collapsed were left behind. Entire units dissolved into scattered survivors. The road west filled with broken equipment, frozen bodies, and discarded uniforms. By the time the remnants escaped Russia, fewer than 1 in 10 remained. Napoleon survived. Most of his army did not. Number 4, the Maginot Line. This defense didn't fail violently, it failed quietly. After World War I, France built the Maginot Line to stop another invasion. Thick concrete walls, steel doors, underground railways. It was designed to endure. Soldiers stationed there lived comfortably, hot meals, electricity, secure bunks. Compared to the trenches, it felt safe. Then the war began. German forces didn't attack the line, they went around it. Inside the bunkers, French troops listened to radios reporting battles moving farther away. Orders were delayed or contradictory. Maps no longer matched reality. Weeks passed. Some soldiers never fired a shot. Others trained endlessly for attacks that never came. Eventually, surrender orders arrived. The bunkers were intact. Supplies remained. The soldiers emerged confused, well-fed, and defeated. The line had worked perfectly. It just hadn't mattered. Number 5. The Bay of Pigs invasion. This plan collapsed while everyone involved was still pretending it hadn't. In 1961, Cuban exiles landed in Cuba backed by U.S. planning. The goal was to trigger a popular uprising and topple the government. From the start, things unraveled. Supply drops missed their targets or sank offshore. Radios failed, leaving units unable to coordinate. Air support was reduced, then canceled entirely. Instead of an uprising, civilians alerted authorities. Government forces arrived quickly, blocking roads and surrounding the landing zone. The invaders were pinned against the coast with nowhere to go. Ammunition ran low. Food ran out. Exhausted fighters hid in swamps and brush, dehydrated and disoriented. Boats meant for escape were destroyed or driven off. Attempts to break out failed. Within days, the invasion collapsed. Survivors were captured after running out of options, their defeat broadcast to the world. The plan didn't fail slowly, it failed all at once. Hope had been mistaken for strategy. That's enough history for one video.